So I'm here with my good friend George Simonian at the Chelmsford Historical, Alumni Association booth.
Right.
How are you, George?
I'm good, Tom. How are you doing?
Good, good.
It's always good to see you, Tom.
It's great to see you, George. And our Historical Society booth is right next to you.
Exactly.
That's why I mentioned it, I think. But yeah, you're in the Alumni Association booth again, because what's it, about 20 years you've been coming to this booth? It's fantastic.
Yeah, at least that. Yeah.
And
it's a place for reunions.
yes.
Okay? People come back up here. We just, catch up on news. People come in and they introduce themselves. Hey, I'm from the class of so-and-so. You remember me and this and that and all that kind of stuff. So it's a pleasure to be here, okay, meeting all of the former students who come by and say hello.
I could imagine, George. So what years were you the principal of the Chelmsford High School?
I was the principal from 73 to 87.
73 to 87. Wow, 14 years it sounds like.
Yeah.
And then the Alumni Association, I see there's 1988 on your hat.
Right.
That's when you incorporated?
Right after I graduated, okay? Yeah, we started the Alumni Association.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
When you graduated from high school?
No. I graduated as the principal.
As the principal, I see, yeah. Great, so it's going well, right, the Alumni Association?
It is. We do three great things, okay? Number one, we put out a newsletter for the alumni that belong. Let me see, can I have a copy of that, honey? We put out a news magazine, okay?
Lions Pride.
Lions Pride. That goes out 3 times a year to the alumni who belong to the association.
Nice.
Okay? It's a membership kind of an organization.
And how many?
Oh, we've a couple
of thousand.
Oh, yeah. And then, of course, we do that, and of course, then we do the Hall of Fame.
Oh, yes.
Every year we do a Hall of Fame. Although the last couple of years we haven't done one because of COVID.
Pandemic,
but
yeah.
We got another one coming up on October the 15th. We have another 9 people we're going to induct. So it's a great night. So we do that. And then we do scholarships.
Oh, yeah.
Big time.
How are they going?
Very good. Yeah, very good.
Good.
Yeah, we have a number of scholarships that we give to seniors, okay? And that I'm very proud of.
Yes.
Very proud of that, okay? We're giving back. That's the whole idea. We like to give back.
You give back so much, George. That's why I wanted to quickly interview you today, because you give back so much to the town of Chelmsford. I really appreciate it. In fact, a stadium is named after you, right? Simonian,
the football stadium. Yeah, the football stadium and the soccer stadium. Yeah, they're all in one.
That must be a tremendous honor. How to have a stadium named for you?
Of course, it's a big honor.
Wow.
A big honor. Yeah.
Well, it's so great to talk with you again. Hopefully we'll do this again next year, George.
Absolutely.
Great. Thank you, George.
My pleasure.
George Simonian again. Thank you. So I'm here with Chelmsford Selectwoman Pat Wojtas. How are you, Pat?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, Tom?
Good, thanks. So how long have you been a select person, by the way, Pat?
It's been about 13 years now.
13 years, wow.
Yeah.
And you still like it?
I'm still there, so it must be something that attracts me to it, yeah.
Yeah, in 13 years, wow, that's quite a while.
Yeah.
Well, this year you decided to run for state representative, right, Pat?
That's correct.
And is it the 14th Middlesex District?
That's right.
Beautiful. And that encompasses precincts 7 through 11 in Chelmsford?
Right.
So why have you decided to run for state rep this year, Pat?
Well, the district opened up, as you know. Tammy Gouveia, who was the representative, has decided to run for lieutenant governor. So basically it's an open seat. And having been on the select board for so long, I feel like I know the challenges that municipalities face. And I feel like if I went to the legislature, I'd be able to speak the language, because I know what Chapter 70 is, I know what Chapter 90 is, I know what OPEB is, and unrestricted government aid. So I wouldn't have the ramp up I think that other candidates might have. I'd be able to go in and know what the towns, because there's 4 towns in this district, to know what the towns really need in order to improve their communities.
Wonderful. So Pat, could you summarize some of your background and qualifications for this important position?
Okay, I mean, as far as, the municipal stuff, like I said, I've been on the select board about 13 years. Before that, I was a library trustee for 1 term. I'm a current member of the town meeting representative for many terms. I don't know how many years there. I'm also something that I think is important. I'm a voting member of the Northern Middlesex Council of Governments, and this is a regional planning agency based out of Lowell, and with 8 surrounding towns to the city of Lowell. And we meet monthly and talk about the best practices that the communities, strive to achieve, so that we can share those across communities. And I think regionalization is just so imperative. There's so many times that there's resources that a town might need just for a week or a month or something, and perhaps if we could have some kind of stable of all these resources and make them available to multiple communities, rather than have a community have to spend a lot of money unnecessarily for something they may not need for a long period of time.
Yeah.
So I'm really proud of that fact of having been on NEMCOG for so long, and I feel I can take some of those strengths to the legislature too.
Wonderful. And plus, you were born in Chelmsford, right?
That's
so
correct.
You're called, I guess, a townie, I would say.
I guess,
but
yeah.
your family's been here for over 100 years, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and you have a bachelor's and master's degree too, don't you?
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, you were in the Air Force, was it?
That's right. Yeah. While I was in the Air Force, I learned how to program computers. And so that was my career basically from that time forward, was technology consulting, until I got so involved in the municipal government, which I really enjoy doing it. Sometimes I regret not having taken that step, 10 years earlier, but it is what it is. So I do
Well,
it now.
Pam, you're going to be on the Chelmsford News Show for a forum, a candidate forum. We'll be taping it on August 2nd. So I'm looking forward to seeing you on that show. And thank you very much for talking with us, Pat.
Okay, thank you.
Well, now I'm here with another state representative candidate, Rodney Cleaves.
Hi.
How are you, Rodney?
Doing great, having a ball.
And you're running as a Republican for state representative,
Republican
right?
for state representative in the Middlesex 14th.
14th.
And I gotta tell you, I'm having a ball.
Good.
Win,
good.
lose, or draw in this thing, I'm out here meeting people, and I've had very little negative response. Everyone here has been so nice.
Oh, that's wonderful,
So I'm
Rodney.
having a lot of fun just being here.
Yeah. And why have you decided to run for state representative this year, Rodney?
Well, to be honest with you, the flippant answer would be because you're not. But that's not what I'm going to say to everybody. No, I was actually recruited for this. I recently ran for school committee and lost. And then I was recruited to come in and be part of this. Do you want to cut and get in?
No.
And I had to think about it for a while, because I'm not groomed to be a politician. I'm not a lawyer. I'm a technologist and a theologian. So I'm running because I just couldn't keep quiet any longer. That's really what it comes down to. So what else can I say?
And how about your background and qualifications, Rodney, for this important position?
Well, it's hard to say. I mean, I'm 72 years old. I've had a pretty eclectic life. I joined the Air Force straight out of high school and fell in love with electronics, went on to get a EE degree and then a computer science degree, and then made a complete turn and got a master's in divinity, followed by a doctorate in divinity. I'm sorry, close enough. But we've also, I think the thing that gives me a unique perspective is my wife and I have hosted nearly 500 foster children in our home over the last 30 years. And we see how the state works. And we see how the state loves to run roughshod over people that can't stick up for themselves. So I'm going to stick up for me, and I'm going to stick up for my district. And actually, when you get right down to it, I'm going to stick up for every Massachusetts voter. Because when I vote, it's not just for my district. It's just that this district will vote me in.
Right.
But plus my wife wants me to get out of the house.
Well, thank you very much for talking with us today. Rodney Cleaves, right? And thank you, running as a Republican, Middlesex 14th District
Correct.
State Representative.
Yep.
Thank you very much, Rodney.
Having a great time here in Chelmsford.
Thanks.
Thanks.
So I'm here with another state representative now, Simon Cataldo. How are you, Simon?
Tom, I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. I'm so glad you could come to the country fair this year. Is this your first time at this country fair?
It is, and I'm having such a good time meeting
Great.
so many wonderful people. There's great energy here today. I'm so excited, and I'm really excited to be marching in the parade tomorrow on July 4th.
That's right, yeah. Do you have a lot of people going to be marching with you?
We've got a great crew. It's going to be so much fun. We've got candy to hand out. I'm really excited about tomorrow.
Well, I'll be watching you in the parade tomorrow, and I'll be looking for some of that candy.
Yeah, well, there'll be plenty, Tom.
Good,
so don't
good.
worry.
Make sure your workers see me and give me a piece of candy.
I absolutely will. We will.
So Simon, you're running for the Democratic primary in the 14th Middlesex District for
Yes.
state representative.
Yes.
So why have you decided to run for that position this year, Simon?
Well, my name's Simon Cataldo, Tom. Really glad to be talking to you again.
Yeah,
It's really
yeah.
great to see you. I'm running for state rep in the 14th Middlesex District. It's precincts 7 through 11 in Chelmsford, so a bigger part of Chelmsford than in years past. And I believe that my generation has a responsibility to take a leadership role in the challenges that we're facing right now. There are so many of them. Our infrastructure challenges, our economic challenges, supporting public education and addressing our climate crisis. There's so much that the state can be doing to support our community, and I want to be part of that solution.
Yes. And this is the first time you're running for office, right, Simon?
My first time. I was a special education math teacher in a public middle school the first part of my career. I started a national nonprofit called Harlem Lacrosse, and then I became a public corruption prosecutor. So although I have no experience running for office, my political experience involves prosecuting politicians, and now I want to be one who acts with integrity and in the best interests of the people.
Wonderful. And so your education now too, you're an attorney, right?
Yes.
Did you go to the University of Virginia or
I
something?
did. I went to the University of Virginia, a school of law.
No, isn't that fantastic? That's a great law school, right?
It was a great place to be. I clerked for a federal judge who was appointed by President Obama for a year before I went into the U.S. Justice Department's Public Integrity Section, where I prosecuted all sorts of public officials, including Sheriff Joe Arpaio.
Wow, the famous Joe Arpaio from,
Yes.
what, Arizona or something?
Yes.
And you worked on his prosecution? That's amazing.
Yes, I was on the trial team for that case. We won the trial, and then he became President Trump's first pardon after he was found guilty.
Wow, wow. And so you live in Concord with your wife, and how many children, Simon?
I have 2 little boys, 1 and 4 years old.
Sometimes you show up here in Chelmsford to many events, but with your young children, which is great.
Yes.
I've taken your photographs many times. And
They do campaign with me. I call my younger one Charlie, my deputy campaign manager.
Yeah, he gets you a lot of votes, I'm sure. And you have great pictures on your Facebook page too, with your family and everything, your campaign. You had a great one the other day with your campaign workers and you holding up your new signs.
Yes.
It was so great. Your big, beautiful signs there you have.
We have some wonderful lawn signs,
Yeah.
and not too long, the residents of Chelmsford are going to see them popping up all over the place, I hope. So I'm very excited about that. Yes.
Speaking of which, when could you start putting the signs out?
So there's a rule. There's a certain number of days before. I think it's 30 days. In Chelmsford, we won't do it until we're allowed to.
Yes, so it
the
might be 30
primary
days.
election, Tom, is on September 6th.
September 6th.
Yes.
And so Simon will be on the Democratic ballot.
Yes.
September 6th, that's a Tuesday, right?
That's a Tuesday,
And there's
the
going to
day
be-
after Labor Day.
Yeah, and 3 Democratic candidates running for this office.
That's right.
You and Pat Wojtas and Vivian Barso from Acton.
That's right.
And in fact, all 3 of you are scheduled to be on my show on August 2nd for a candidate forum, a little discussion, not a debate, a little discussion, right, Simon?
I can't wait. And my friends love it so much when I come on your show, Tom.
All right.
So I'm just really excited to be doing it in that format. It should be really fun. I hope a lot of people will tune in and watch and see some of the differences of opinion and similarities among the 3 candidates.
Thank you very much. Yes, it's going to be informal, so we won't have time, the answers. That to me, I don't think is good for candidates. Just get together, talk about the issues. And I'm not even going to give you the issues ahead of time. We'll just see how prepared you are. And I think it should be a lot of fun. And it'll be on the month of August on Chelmsford Cable TV and also on Tom Christiano's YouTube channel. That's my YouTube channel. So you can see it at any time there. Well, thank you very much for talking with us, Simon
Tom,
Cataldo.
thank you. It's so much fun to be here. It's always great to see you, Tom, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow at the parade.
I'll see you, yes, tomorrow.
All right.
I'll be clapping for you as you give me some candy.
Absolutely. All right, Tom.
Thank you, Simon. Thank you. Well, I'm here with another state representative candidate, Vivian Birchall, for the 14th Middlesex District. Right, Vivian?
Yes, right.
You were on my show, what, a month or two ago, right?
Yes, Tom, I was. Thank you for hosting me then.
Oh, my pleasure. And you're going to be back on the show on August 2nd,
Yes.
on August, when we tape a candidates forum. The 3 candidates who are running for this seat.
For the
So-
Democratic seat. Because
The Democratic seat, yes. Because the Republican candidate is unopposed at the moment,
Right.
Rodney Cleaves.
Right.
So Vivian, could I ask why you decided to run for state representative this year?
Thank you for asking. First of all, I want to thank every Chelmsford resident and every resident of the 14th Middlesex who actually got me on the ballot. That was exciting. Thank you so much. I'm running because I want to be a different voice that represents all of us on Beacon Hill. I want to translate legislation in ways that we can all see ourselves in it. You know, we are blessed to live in quite a beautiful district. It has a lot of things that have been done. It has many highly educated residents, and I don't purport to be the best expert in everything, but I want to be a partner in this development as somebody who has done comprehensive planning at a national level. I want to bring that expertise into the legislative process, but also, most importantly, I really want to be a partner with all the local governments and every one of you in our 14th Middlesex district and in the town of Chelmsford that I've grown to love.
Wonderful. And the primary is September 6th, right, Vivian?
Yes, it is.
And you'd like them to vote for you, I'm sure, on September 6th, a
Absolutely.
Democratic primary.
Yes.
And could you finally just tell us your background and qualifications for this position?
Absolutely. So just to start here in our community, I have been part of this community as a staff, as an employee of a local government with the town of Acton, working with the land use department that is building planning. So it gives me an understanding on how local governments work and how I could possibly support them. Then I'm a co-operator for Emerson Hospital, which is a local hospital that really services many of us. So it gives me an insight into some of the healthcare challenges. And as a community leader, board of directors with the local United Way servicing our community, and on a foundation for our library. Absolutely, this is my engagement in our community, and also someone who works in telemedia. I'm a producer on Acton TV, hosting these conversations about the issues we care about, and I want to continue doing that. But of course, even before moving here, I worked in government, in anti-corruption work, in legislative bodies. So that is one of the things the experience that I want to bring, to our legislative process.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Vivian. I see you're here with your 2 daughters, right?
Yes.
So I'd like to ask them a couple of questions, okay?
Absolutely.
Okay. So first, could I ask what your name is and how old you are?
My name is Zoe Birchall and I'm 10.
Zoe? This is Zoe Birchall. She's 10 years old. And what's your name?
I'm Amy Birchall and I'm 7 years old.
Amy? Amy, is that your first name, Amy? Amy Birchall is 7 years old. And let me see, do you know what you want to be when you grow up? Not yet, no? And Amy, you might know what you want to be when you grow up, right?
I want to be the president.
Of the United States, right? Amy wants to be the President of the United States.
Of America.
I hope you make it, Amy. Then I could say I interviewed you when you were 7 years old.
There we go.
That's going to be amazing, right, Amy?
And I'm so proud to have them here with me and have them watching this whole process.
Yes. How do they like being with you as you campaign and talk to people? They
They're
probably
not-
get you a lot of votes, right? They're so
don't
cute. Look at this. Oh
No,
my God, you're
I'm
so
just-
cute.
I'm just so humbled. They at least give me time to be away from them. It's a sacrifice for them, but they know that they're also proud of their mother. So
Oh yes. Well, thank you so much, Vivian, for speaking with us tonight.
Thank you,
Good luck
Tom.
with your campaign.
thank you, Tom.
And we'll see you in the TV studio on August 2nd.
Absolutely. Thank you for everything.
Thank
you
you
do.
very much.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you, Chelmsford.
See
I'm
ya.
the president.
Happy Independence Day, everyone.
Yay! Well, here we are on the 4th of July in Chelmsford at the Chelmsford Center for the Arts, and I'm here with the 2 co-presidents of the Chelmsford Art Society, Barbara Ludinsky on the left, and Elaine Seidel on the right. Thank you for helping host this what, 52nd art show?
It
Could
is-
you talk about it a little
It
bit?
is the 52nd art show, and after not having it for the last 2 years, we're very, very proud that we were able to pull this together at the last minute, that COVID cooperated, the town cooperated, our members cooperated. We really scrambled to get everything together, and I think it's been a fantastic show, and a lot of people came in yesterday when we were open and are so appreciative of seeing all the art.
And you did well with the raffle yesterday, you were saying, right? The $1,000 or something?
Yes.
So far.
Yes, we've had a lot of participation from people with raffles. We have a lot of good prizes, a lot of things from gift cards from restaurants in town and businesses in town. And it's fantastic to see the support of the community.
Yes, it's wonderful. And Elaine, what do you think about this art show this year?
Well, it's fantastic to be part of the whole festival, and the town and the parade committee said we are part of the festival. So when they came back, we came back. And we were really happy to also be open on Saturday night when the band came, the Lowell Band, and we were open, and a whole new crowd of people got to see art.
Wonderful.
Because it was an evening event, and they said, art show? We get to see an art show? And what a wonderful thing to have people linger at an art show. So people lingered, and we have so many people that have voted for their favorite art. And we have 80 pieces of art and almost 40 artists. And it's not member artists only, it is people that have just said, I have some art, can I enter it? Children and adults, new artists, very experienced artists, some people coming back to art, which is really fun after many years.
Nice.
We've seen a lot of that over the shutdown, that we actually had so many new members over the shutdown.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, so how many members do we have approximately now in the Chelmsford Art Society?
You're asking me a number early in the morning, Tom?
Oh, that's like, do you know how long I've been a member?
Yes.
So I moved here in '77, and it was
Okay.
shortly after that I joined, so almost 45 years now I've been a member. And I have been on the board in the past and everything, and it's a great organization. I love art, you know, I still paint and
Right.
photograph quite a bit, and enjoy art so much. In fact, I have a Chelmsford Arts group on Facebook. You're probably both on it, I'm
Right.
sure. And that has 1,300 members now.
Wow.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
Well, it's great to get the word out about art in the community and
Yes.
to share that there is so much talent in this area.
Yes.
And,
yes.
you know, we need to promote it.
We
Yes.
do, yes. I'm always promoting the arts and our local artists
Yes.
on that Chelmsford Arts page and with the Chelmsford News TV show, like right now. I've done a number of interviews with you two in the past, right? You've been co-presidents for how long now?
3 years?
3 years.
Oh, at least,
years,
yeah,
yeah.
at least, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did some nice interviews at the library where we had the show. In fact, is that show going to the
Yes, the
library
show is going to
afterwards?
the library
So
tomorrow.
if you don't make it right now, you have until August 6th to see it at the Chelmsford
Beautiful, so it'll
Library.
be going to the
Yes.
library for a nice
Yes.
exhibit
Yes.
after here in the 4th of July, and it'll be up until August 6th. That's
Right,
fantastic.
From July 6th to August 6th.
Great. Well, is there anything else you'd like to say before we go?
Oh, I think I want to give a shout out. We had one of the founders, Mrs. Geary, come by. So she was one of the founders of the Art Society way back in 1970? Yeah, 1970.
Oh,
Yeah,
wonderful,
yeah.
wonderful. Yeah, I noticed over the years we don't have a lot of people I knew from like the late 70s and early 80s when I was on the board and everything. And, you know, we all get older and things change and some people pass away. And
Yeah.
But we have that art, we have their art. I have a lot of art, by the way, some of the small watercolors of artists who passed away, though, and I always think of them when I look at their beautiful art. That's a great thing about art, right? One of the great things.
Yes, you live
can
glad you're
remember
safe. You like to
the
see it.
artist who painted these things or photographed them. Well, thank you so much for talking
you.
with us today. Thanks for being on the Chelmsford News.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
So I'm here with Maura Dolan, who's running for the Governor's Council this year in District 3, which is a wide district, right, Maura?
Yes, it's
How-
very big. It's
what does
5
that
state
encompass?
senate seats.
5
well,
state senate
yes,
seats.
it includes Chelmsford, It goes north up to Burlington. It goes all the way down to Boston. It's got parts of Boston, parts of Cambridge, Arlington, Brookline, Newton, Wellesley. It goes west to Marlborough, Stowe, Ayr, Acton, my own town of Concord, Lincoln, Lexington, all the towns around there. It's quite large.
And so you're from Concord, did
I'm
you
from
say,
Concord,
Maura?
yes.
And you're also an attorney, right,
I
Maura?
am.
What? And you were 15 years or something doing some
I've been a
attorney
public
work?
defender for
Public
15
defender,
years,
wow.
and that's why I'm running for governor's council. Many people don't know what the governor's council is, but once you tell them, they realize how important it is. In Massachusetts, we don't elect our judges, but we do elect the people who choose them. Those are governor's counselors. They also decide who serves on our parole board and who gets a commutation or a pardon.
And the primary is September 6th, right?
Primary is September 6th,
and you're
yes.
running a competitive race for this.
Yes, I'm a primary challenge. There is an incumbent. She's been in for 23 years, and I respect that. But
How
in
many
those
years?
23.
23.
But in those 23 years, she has never done what I have done thousands of times, which is stand next to a defendant in a court of law as they face a judge.
Yes.
I'm in our court system every day. I see the issues that we're facing there, and that's what we need in a governor's counselor.
Wonderful. And so, how long have you been campaigning for this seat now, Maura? How long is the process?
Well, I started getting signatures in March. I collected 1,400 signatures from 23 of the 31 cities and towns in the district, and I qualified for the ballot.
Fantastic. So it's going to be you and Maryland on
Yes,
the ballot.
yes.
And they have to pull a Democratic ballot to vote for
correct,
you
that's
on
correct.
September 6th.
Yes.
And so, your background there, could you talk a little bit more about your background? You're an attorney, as you mentioned, right?
Sure. I have worked in Worcester, in Lawrence, in Springfield, in Fitchburg, in Leominster, in Lowell. I've worked in the Superior Courts, the District Courts, and the Juvenile Courts. And that experience gives me a very close view of the criminal justice system and our court system. As a public defender, I see the court system through the eyes of my clients. I know what they need in order to get out of court, positioned to have a better life, to make their lives the way they want them to be. So whether they're leaving court or whether they're leaving prison and going through parole, we need to make sure that we have people who are fully qualified, who understand the people that are appearing before them and are in a position to support their recovery and to get them to a better life.
I see. And Maura, could I ask you, when did you first become an attorney?
In 2003. I went to the Massachusetts School of Law in Andover, and I started I was sworn in at the end of 2003.
Fantastic that you started getting sworn in and practicing so quickly.
Yes.
That's fantastic. So it's about 19 years now, if I calculate correctly.
I took some time off. I did some other things. I did political communications work, and then I went back to the law. I love the law. I deeply support and believe in the rule of law. And I want the folks in Chelmsford to know that your state senator, Mike Barrett, has endorsed me. I've also been endorsed by State Senator Will Brownsberger, who spearheaded our criminal justice reform bill in 2018, which included reforms on parole, solitary confinement, minimum mandatory sentences, and juvenile justice. So I was very honored that he endorsed me. State Senator Cindy Friedman has endorsed me, Representative Tom Stanley in Waltham, Representative Ken Gordon from Bedford, and I've got union endorsements.
That's amazing, given that you're running against an incumbent,
Yes.
and you got all these endorsements.
That's right.
And Senator Mike Barrett, who's a friend of mine, is doing a great job.
He's a wonderful senator.
Yeah, he is. He's been a senator for over 10 years now,
Yeah, he was
Our state.
elected in 2012. I ran against him.
Yeah. What was it, 2000?
That was 10 years ago.
Wow,
2012.
yeah. Time flies.
He's been a wonderful senator, and when he found out I was running, he immediately gave me his full support.
Yeah, he's
So
such a
really,
good guy. You know, tell him I said hello.
I
See
will.
him.
I will.
And now maybe we'll go around and talk to some
I'd
people.
love to.
We're here at the Country Fair on July 3rd.
Country Fair is absolutely wonderful. If folks haven't gotten out to it, maybe they're not going to see it in time to get here this year, but definitely come next year. The Country Fair is incredible.
Great. Well, you're incredible too,
Thank you,
Maura.
Tom. So
Thank
are
you so
you.
much for
Thank you
running
so much.
for office. You do so
My
much in
pleasure.
the public sector.
Oh, thank you. And I just want to let folks know, get involved, MauraDolan.com, MauraDolan. It's easy to remember my name. Maura Healy, Maura Dolan. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Maura.